fishery sector के ऊपर there is an issue, so I'll make my notes in a way कि starting में only I will put 2-3 data points, and that is how my answer would also look like. कि when I'm writing an answer, if there is an issue, like topic on fisheries sector, so my answer का starting would also be on these data points. So I was not writing a 5-page notes on fisheries sector. I was compressing that, which is replicable in my answers. This is how my Samachar Manthan notes look like, which was also 1-pager, because a lot of people have been saying कि it's not practically possible कि आप week 1 से ऐसे notes बना रहे थे. But I have no incentive to lie. So even there was, then I will not lie. But I started my full-fledged preparation after I joined the Ultimate Assessment Program at Civilsdaily.
There is a 12-month strategy which I have done on Civilsdaily platform only.
I reached out to the Civilsdaily team.
Civilsdaily. Current affairs में Civilsdaily.
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 With Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily. Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily. Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
A mentorship program of Civilsdaily, and that did help me a lot.
Animesh, so with that as a backdrop, let's jump on to the kind of current affairs notes or the general static notes that you were, making. And why don't you open up your PDF? I'll stop sharing from this. And
Sure.
you share some of your notes which we scanned for you, so that, and take the students through the evolution of those notes, so that एकदम बहुत ही real हो जाए कि अगर notes बना रहे हो खुद भी, after referring to our notes, they should be like something. Okay, awesome.
So I'll show you some notes that I made in different layers.
Yeah.
So these is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible. So we'll provide all these notes for free. The Animesh ke scanned, they can also be obtained from his own Telegram group. The X Factor notes which you guys are talking about on the chat are for mains specifically. So that is something we worked with Animesh in the last 2 months before he goes to Lavasna. But those would be separate. Animesh, go ahead.
So these are, let's say, mostly GS3 ke notes, economy ke notes. This I was making from, this is where my week 1 notes look like this. This were basically taken out from Samachar Manthan. कुछ issue होगा about dairy sector, तो they would have given Indian dairy sector के ऊपर things. And all of these, the current affairs के magazine में, the things were like this. Let's say there is a significance of that, constraints of that, government initiatives and way forward. ऐसे कर may or may not, like there were some topics जबकि essays under this like headings they used to give, but I understood that I saw a lot of topper copies, answer sheets, and I saw कि everybody, like more or less your answer is that what is the significance, what are the challenges, what are the steps taken, and what is the way forward. And in introduction you have to write data and all. So while making notes, these were my week 1, week 2 notes which I was making from Samachar Manthan. Fishery sector के ऊपर there is an issue, so I'll make my notes in a way कि starting में only I will put 2-3 data points, and that is how my answer would also look like. कि when I'm writing an answer, if there is an issue, like topic on fisheries sector, so my answer का starting would also be on these data points, and schemes and everything are there. But you see, my first layer would have been made in black pen. But let's say after 3-4 months, another certain things came in fishery sector, for example. So whatever the new things that I gotten, I had added here and there. And maybe something after reading from somewhere else, I would have gotten 2-3 committees where in the last I've written Meena Kumari committee and Ashok Dalwai committee. So I used to make add-ons to that, but whatever was coming from Samachar Manthan, I was trying to make this like एक word पे. See, so this is how my answer would also look like. कि food security and उसके ऊपर एक line I would give. Livelihoods, and then I'd give a 1 line. But I would ensure that in every of my argument, there would be a value addition material, a data, a court judgment, a statistics, an example, any of these things. So this is how you write your answers also, right? You give an argument and explain it. So I was not writing a 5-page notes on fisheries sector. I was compressing that, which is replicable in my answers. And I was comfortable at this. But I was able to understand ki food security, how it is helping, because this is protein rich and all. And this
can we ask from the Janta if they want to see notes from a particular theme, so that they can relate with the stuff that students who are out here, just give me the topic which you want to see the notes from, so that you can relate कि आपने कैसे बनाए हैं अनिमेश के नोट्स से कितना दूर हो, मतलब that's the thing यार. Mentorship is all about very very practical stuff. So what you've done versus what ranker does, how far you are, how can we bridge the gap fastest, that's the thing. Animesh, you can read the chat. And maybe
History. Okay.
anything from history, let's pick up.
Okay, so history I'll tell because 1 second. So I'll tell you also essay wale notes. These are like the one-pager notes that I have, which I was making organically from Samachar Manthan. Those were mostly GS2 and GS3. Because in
Okay.
current affairs magazine, you'll not get history, right? Apart from that, there's somebody, some UNESCO World Heritage Site, aisa wala thing ho gaya. Otherwise, so you'll not get. So this is how my Samachar Manthan notes looked like, which was also one pager, because a lot of people have been saying कि it's not practically possible कि आप week 1 से ऐसे notes बना रहे थे. But I have no incentive to lie. So even there was, then I will not lie. But I'm saying कि I'll explain my note making process that it becomes clear. So this is what was my organic चीज जो से हो रही थी, like GS2 and GS3 major stuff.
And just zoom out
Let's
your
say-
notes, okay, so that we're able to see the screen.
Just
So-
this is my governance notes, for example.
Oh.
This protecting tribes, cooperatives, SHGs, issues of pressure groups, so on and so forth. A lot of beach mein validation you can see in different pens. But let's say these, like somebody asking polity, federalism and all. This is what also, for example, I would have one pager note of federalism as well, which I would have gotten out of Samachar Manthan. But in the month, I started in February, but in the month of October, November, December, I sat down with the syllabus and saw in what topics I do not have notes for. Because apart from Samachar Manthan, I also wrote something called MEP, which is a part of UAP as well, Mains Evaluation Program, where I was writing mains tests before I started my full-fledged preparation for prelims. So in the month of October, November, December, I wrote few tests again here at CD. So for that, I was preparing. Next test is polity. So I'll see कि जो समाचार मंथन से मिल गए हैं, and have revised that. But the one जो नहीं बने हैं, what would I do? So couple of things. I had used the main 365 for only those portions जहाँ पे मुझे लगा I had not gotten notes organically from Samachar Manthan, the yearly of compilation. And second, so few of the things that you see here now might be from there. But this is where I made पूरे end में only those topics which I felt वो समाचार मंथन से somewhere or the other नहीं बन पाए थे मेरे से. So only, and I used to match with the syllabus. So that was my second aspect of note making. Ki I consciously sat down with the syllabus and ensured कि everything in the syllabus is covered in my notes. So as a federalism, judiciary I covered. Few of them would have been covered. जैसे ये judiciary का you see, this might have been covered from Samachar Manthan itself. And few I added from the yearly compilation. But for history, for example, I'll have to check my history notes. I'll have to check. I'll reshare my screen. I'll just check my history notes.
Okay, some people, while you're doing that, are asking that if you could take through a process of how do you pick up a topic and then uske notes kaun se basic level hote hain, then as you add more advanced level stuff or the X factor stuff which we have used in the mains, wo evolution kaise hota hai? Like most of us out here are beginners, right? So imagine like starting there and having the legit doubts, and then how do you gain that insight ki ye likhunga to number aayenge, because this is all about cracking the exam with the best possible marks, right? And you got one of the highest, I think, in mains, 473. So एक कोई भी example if you remember, because I will also share 3 answers which I got from Ranveer, which is a beginner answer, let's say a veteran answer, and a ranker level answer. एंड आनंदी ने उसकी पूरी मैथ बताई है. सो आई विल आल्सो मेक दैट वेरी अपरेंट. बट अगर तुझे याद है कोई भी नोट का तो बता.
Yeah. So my history notes are getting downloaded. I also don't have my notes. I'm downloading from my own Telegram channel. So yeah.
We'll give the link of Animesh ka Telegram channel towards the end. Okay, everyone.
Yeah. But you were asking like how did I? So yes, a lot of that came organically. It did not come in day one. But I saw a lot of toppers copies freely available on internet and saw how they're writing. And I understood कि यार like the max they can write are 2 pages and 3 pages. And 7 minutes में you have to write a 2-pager 10 marker and 11 minutes में 3-pager 15 marker. So what is the point to have these elaborate notes when you'll be able to write बहुत कम ही. So and it is important कि मैं compress करूँ अपना notes because I'll be able to revise them properly as well बहुत जल्दी. So any topic that I was choosing, any topic came in current affairs magazine, tomorrow you'll get like somebody was writing the notes ki there is an issue about judicial appointment, a high court man something. So then judicial appointment is an issue. So I'll make 1-pager note for judicial appointments. And current affairs magazine पे ऐसे ही होता है. If there is an issue about a particular incident about high court के किसी judge का issue, they will give a background of entire judicial appointment. क्या articles है, what should be done, international best practice, and so on and so forth. So that was made, given in the current affairs magazine. So usi se I was putting up and I was compressing it up like a heading smaller, 2-3 phrases ka heading and an argument. But what I understood, what is the X factor and what I used to like framework banta tha, this for every argument I've given, I will have to give a value addition material. It can't be my opinion. It has to be backed up by something. So a data, a committee recommendation, or a court judgment, a case study, an example, anything. That was the idea. So I was consciously adding things, data materials, while I was making notes. Later
So,
on,
I mean, correct, right? So was there a separate compilation then for all the court judgments on this?
Yes.
I'm assuming
so
yes.
This happened very late. So that also I was showing, I'll show also which I made सब कुछ notes बनने के बाद also.
ठीक है. आई मीन दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एवरीवन टू अंडरस्टैंड, राइट? आपके नोट्स अपग्रेड होंगे स्टेप बाय स्टेप, आपके आंसर राइटिंग बेटर होगी स्टेप बाय स्टेप, एंड इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू कीप दिस इन माइंड सो दैट यू डोंट गेट ओवरवेल्म्ड बाय द प्रोसेस, बिकॉज यू नो I can only nudge Animesh to go back to his memory and tell you only so much, right? You'll have to take the leap of faith and actually follow what he's saying.